All right, guys. Today for reading ELA, we're going to be working on lesson 12, which is page 264 and 265 in your RWGs. So before we start doing our close read, let's take a look at our focus question, which says revisit pages 12 through 15 of The Earth Dragon Awakes and page 5 through 7 of Seek the Sun. What is similar about the dragon imagery in these stories and what is different? So, what they're talking about when they say dragon imagery, the author means how the dragon is being described in each of these stories. So, we're going to think about how in the stories, how the dragon is described in a similar way, meaning the same. And then we're going to talk about how the dragon is being described in a different way so that you guys can formulate your answer for page 264 and fill it out in the Google form that is in the Google Classroom. All right, so let's start by doing a close read. Remember, keep in mind, we're looking for dragon imagery or the way that the author is describing the dragon. So we start out with a conversation, I think, between Ah Sing and Ah Quan before the earthquake has hit.
Tonight, though, he has been asking heaven to keep the earth dragon quiet. The animals in his shop have been frightened. If I were a chicken and saw your knife, I'd be scared too, Ah Sing says. But not this way. They're terrified, Ah Quan says. At home, animals know when there's going to be an earthquake. He scratches his head. I can't blame the earth dragon if he gets upset. There are all these people stomping on his ceiling. He begins to tiptoe. The earth dragon has shaken the city before, Ah Sing laughs. We're still holding on to his back. Like fleas on a dog, Ah Quan grins nervously. But what if he gets really mad? Ah Sing does not take Ah Quan's fears seriously. He slaps his friend on the back. We've been through lots of earthquakes here. If you're still alive, you pick up and go on. Chin thinks about Henry's dog, Sawyer. Silently, he asks the earth dragon to keep his temper.
Okay, so we see here when they're talking about the earth dragon, obviously it seems like the earth dragon is something that's very scary. He's something that needs to be feared by most people because they're using the earth dragon as a cause of earthquakes. But then when we look here on Seek the Sun, and we'll do a close read here, we'll see how the imagery of the dragon is a bit different.
The sandal maker tended to his plants as lovingly as he always had, but his holly tree grew weak in the shade. His tiny bonsai trees stopped bearing fruit. The breezes that once blew gently in Asakusa now whipped around the tall building. The breezes turned into gusts of wind that lifted the sandal maker's wife's skirts when she went outside. The wind tore up her umbrella when it rained. The wind grew so fierce, it spun the dust and dirt into swirling tornadoes, and it even uprooted the sandal maker's precious plants. You would think a dragon had moved into the neighborhood, he cried. How can we wrestle with a dragon? How can we seek the sun each day here in the shadow of a tall building?
Okay, so here we see they're talking about a dragon has moved into the neighborhood, but it's a different type. I think the similarity we see here is that the dragon is still something that needs to be feared. It's something that's scary to them because it causes all these winds. However, it's different from when we talked about the dragon in the Earth Dragon because that Earth Dragon causes earthquakes, which is scary. However, the dragon here in Seek the Sun doesn't cause earthquakes, just causes lots of wind. So there's our difference. And our similarity, I think, would be simply that even though we're talking about two different dragons in terms of imagery, we're still saying that these dragons are something that need to be feared. So it's important to know that that's how they are similar. They're scary to the people around them.